thought they knew what they were voting.
I thought I knew.
There was a good number who thought they were voting to move the money to the executive. And I think that arguably there are others who thought they were voting on Eustace's statement at the end.
Yeah.
Reading the minutes, I have no idea.
Well,
I could guess who was on what side.
The motion was Frizzle and the second was Judy, so that was clearly they were following his lead. Although Mike does.
But I thought you said they made the motions before we spoke.
No, I said you said what you said,
yeah,
and then he made his point, and then there's nothing in between.
I thought it was what I said. Then the motion.
There's no motion ever made. There's the words "I make a motion" are never uttered.
Right. No, but I mean,
you can't say that because it's the way the program works. You drop it in that box to just say who made the motion, and before we used to say motion was made by Frizzle and second by Ogala and clarify it. That program, we don't do it that way. So,
but you would have if the verbiage as to what the motion was. That would be
then
in the minutes,
it should be up above.
Yeah, I just thought. I thought the first and the second were before most just spoke, but since they're after,
And that's the bad thing about this too. It's hard to do that because that's what happens a lot of times. They do the motion in the second, and then there's discussion,
which is the way it should be.
But the way this program is set up, you can't break it.
Right.
So
I have to be.
But if Beth, if they said after Moose's comment, if someone said, restate the motion or something, would you or staff type that in, or would they just lump it into that box?
it might just be lumped into the box.
So if we listen to the tape, would we hear something different? I guess that's the question.
And I have it up, but I have to find where it's.
I mean, I feel like right now, all the other details aside, what we're saying is we can't move forward because the motion wasn't clear.
Yeah, well, we certainly didn't know what to put in the resolution. So, like I said, your option is to hash it out at some point and draft the resolution.
check, check, check. You can
Hey, Beth, this is Sherry. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Sherry. Yes, I can.
Oh, good, thanks. I've been having trouble with audio all morning on another meeting. So if I fade out and you guys can't hear me, you'll know why.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of cutting it. There's a little bit of static with you, but it's not too bad.
Thanks. I think it's my internet connection this morning. That's kind of what keeps going in and out. So
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I think you just hit the button. See,
Okay, like there, they would come in order, right?
got it.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Will County Board meeting for February 18th, 2021. In accordance with Public Act 101-640, effective November 13th, 2020, and the gubernatorial disaster proclamation issued by Governor Pritzker on February 5th, 2021, this meeting will be held via video conference telephonically through the WebEx events platform. Will County Board members will be attending the meeting remotely, and the general public is strongly encouraged to do the same. The public is invited to comment or pose a question by email at publiccomment@willcountyillinois.com. At the public comments portion of the meeting, the emails will be read into the record. Please go to www.willcountyboard.com/meetings for a link to attend the meeting via WebEx. At this time, we will call the meeting to order. Board Member Freeman, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and introduce the clergy?
Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to thank my family's pastor for joining us today. Pastor Kurt Hoover is the senior pastor at Messiah Lutheran Church, located on the corner of Hobolt Road and West Jefferson Street in Joliet. Growing up in Illinois, Pastor Hoover was born and raised in a Lutheran church. His ministry is hardly limited to the Midwest, as he has served in churches in California and Minnesota before settling in Illinois 11 years ago. With his wife of 21 years, he is raising his 9th grade daughter and his 6th grade son right here at home in Will County. Although Messiah represents Christians from diverse backgrounds, its foundation was laid by Scandinavian Lutheran immigrants. The church's mission centers around God's ability to make us faithful to Jesus Christ and be known for sharing his love and teachings. In this season of change, Messiah is focused on reaching beyond its campus to show the value of the church in the local community. God is using Messiah Lutheran to provide new services in mental health, child care, financial aid, budgeting classes, community, and to spread the hope of the gospel for neighbors struggling through this pandemic. Please welcome Pastor Kurt Hoover.
Good morning, and thank you for inviting me into this meeting. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
I want to begin by thanking you for your service. I'm sure you don't hear that enough. It truly is a calling to represent the people, and I thank you for representing me and all those in Will County. I've been asked to invite God into this process, and I'm not a superstitious guy. I don't think I can make that happen, but definitely this is as effective, this invocation time, as you are open to God's mysterious presence. And so I'd maybe invite you to start with just a little bit of silence. Invite God into your thoughts, your heart. If nothing else, He can help organize the thoughts of this discussion. Let's take some time for silence. Maybe as you breathe in, you recognize that still small voice, that presence in our heart and our gut that tells us what's right and wrong. As you breathe out, maybe let go of any distractions, resentments, judgments. And let us pray. Lord, you've gone before us and are acquainted with all of our ways. Nonetheless, we pause at this new beginning and invite you into these discussions and the business of this day. Lord, we've asked that we might see your presence in the small things and large things that you've called us into, and that we might see those small miracles in all that we do, not just the big life-changing events, policies, but in the day-to-day interactions and the ways in which you show your love, your presence, your compassion for your people through each of us. All this and more, Lord, we give trusting in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor Kurt.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us today, Pastor.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll? Mueller? Frizzalone?
Here.
Newquist?
Here.
Ogalla?
Here.
Cook?
Here.
Mustis?
Here.
Mitchell? Tyson? Harris? Trainier?
Present.
Fritz?
Present.
Gould?
Here.
Van Dyne?
Here.
Balich?
Here.
Brooks?
Yeah.
Winfrey?
Here.
Parker?
Here.
Ventura? Coleman?
Here.
Markham? Berkowitz?
Here.
Pretzel?
Here.
Weigel?
Here.
Freeman? Krolitis?
Here.
Cowan? Cowan?
Here. Could you hear me?
26 present. With 26 members present, we have a quorum. Madam Clerk, will you please introduce the elected officials and media present today? Today we have County Executive Jennifer Bertino-Tarrant, County Clerk Lawrence Daly Ferry, Recorder of Deeds Karen Stuckel, Treasurer Tim Brophy, and from the media, Alice Fabre from the Daily Southtown, Nick Ryer from the Farmers Weekly Review, and Alex Ortiz from the Herald News. Sorry about that, I got a little overzealous. Okay. But I will entertain a motion to place on file the certificate of publication. Can I get a motion?
So moved, Frizzalone.
Berkowitz.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Mueller? Frizzalone?
Yes.
Newquist? Cook? Ogalla, sorry.
Yes.
Thank you. Cook? Cook,
Yes.
Mustis, Mitchell,
Yes.
Tyson, Harris,
Yes.
Trainier,
Yes.
Fritz,
Yes.
Gould,
Yes.
Van Dyne,
Yes.
Balich,
Yes.
Brooks,
Yes.
Winfrey,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Ventura,
Ventura's a yes.
Ventura.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Pullman,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Berkowitz,
Yes.
Pretzel, Weigel,
Yes.
Freeman, Krolitis,
Yes.
Cowan.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
26 affirmative.
With 26 affirmative, the motion carries. I need a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the January 21st, 2021 board meeting.
Winfrey moves.
Second for long.
Second, Freeman.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. I now need a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the January 21st, 2021 executive session. Can I get a motion?
Second, Brooks.
Previous roll, Freeman.
Second for long.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Yeah. Okay. Go to the proclamation.
I'm now going to introduce County Board Member Julie Berkowitz, who is going to recognize the 110th anniversary of the Lewis Joliet Chapter Daughters of the American Revolution. County Board Member Berkowitz.
Good morning, everyone. Today we recognize a proclamation recognizing the 110th anniversary of the Lewis Joliet Chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Whereas the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution is a nonprofit, non-political, volunteer women's service organization dedicated to promoting patriotism, preserving American history, and securing America's future through better education. And whereas more than 1 million women have joined DAR since it was founded, there are currently over 185,000 members with chapters in all 50 states and Washington, D.C., as well as several international chapters. And whereas any woman 18 years and older, regardless of race, religion, or ethnic background, who can prove lineal descent from a patriot of the American Revolution is eligible to become a member. And whereas the Lewis Joliet chapter became a recognized chapter of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution on January 27, 1911, with 50 members, whose organizing regent was Lyra Brown Olin, and whereas the Lewis Joliet chapter will be celebrating its 110th anniversary on April 3rd, 2021 at the Prairie Bluff Golf Course in Lockport, Illinois. Now therefore, be it proclaimed that the Will County Board and the Will County Executive hereby congratulate the Lewis Joliet chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution on its 110th anniversary. Be it further proclaimed that the Will County Board and the Will County Executive applaud the Lewis Joliet chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution and recognize their contributions to the community. Dated this 18th day of February 2021 and signed by Jennifer Barentino-Tarrant, Will County Executive, and Lauren Staley Ferry, Will County Clerk. Thank you.
Can I get a motion?
Move, Frizzalone.
Second, Mueller.
Previous roll, Ogala. Second, Freeman.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll have County Board Member Margaret Tyson recognizing February as Black History Month.
Good morning, County Board. I would like to read into the record a proclamation recognizing February as Black History Month. Whereas Black History Month was adopted in 1976 to honor and affirm the importance of Black history throughout our American experience. And whereas African Americans have a rich heritage and Black History Month gives us all an opportunity to learn more about this important piece of our nation's story. And whereas Black History Month serves as a celebration and an acknowledgement of the invaluable contribution by African Americans to the spiritual character, economic prosperity, and cultural development of our nation. And whereas the Black History Month 2021 theme, Black Family, Representation, Identity, and Diversity, explores the history of Black families across the United States. And whereas Will County continues to become a more diverse community that embraces all residents and seeks to create an inclusive and equitable environment to raise our children and grow our businesses and live in harmony. And whereas we continue to work our country, our state, and our local communities as more welcoming place to live. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Will County Board and Will County Executive recognize February as Black History Month and acknowledge the outstanding achievements of African Americans throughout American history. Be it further resolved that the Will County Board and Will County Executive encourage the citizens of Will County to celebrate our diverse heritage and the continuing efforts to build a better tomorrow for all our children and grandchildren. And I so move.
Is there a second?
Winfrey.
Freeman.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Finally, we have a County Board Member, Amanda Cook, recognizing April as National Fair Housing Month.
Proclamation recognizing April 2021 as National Fair Housing Month. Whereas Will County finds that decent and safe housing is part of the American dream and a goal of all Illinois residents. And whereas individuals in the state of Illinois have the right to choose where to live without discrimination based on race, color, religion, age, 40 and over, sex, including sexual harassment and pregnancy, familial status, marital status, national origin or ancestry, disability, sexual orientation, gender identity, military status, unfavorable military discharge, and order of protection status. And whereas acts of housing discrimination and barriers to equal housing opportunity are contradictory to a common sense of decency and fairness. And whereas federal and state laws affirm the right of every person to equal housing opportunity. And whereas fair housing is a positive community good. And whereas economic stability, community health, and human relations in all communities in the state of Illinois are improved by diversity and integration. And whereas stable, integrated, and balanced residential patterns are threatened by discriminatory acts and unlawful housing practices that result in segregation of residents and opportunities in our region. And whereas the talents of grassroots and nonprofit organizations housing service providers, financial institutions, elected officials, state agencies, and others must be combined to promote and preserve integration, fair housing, and equal opportunity. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Will County Board and the Will County Executive hereby proclaim the month of April as National Fair Housing Month, and to establish Will County as an open and inclusive community committed to fair housing. Be it further resolved that the Will County Board and the Will County Executive encourage all agencies, institutions, and individuals, public and private, in Will County to abide by the spirit of the Fair Housing Act and promote appropriate activities by private and public entities intended to provide or advocate for integration and equal housing opportunities for all residents and prospective residents of Will County. Dated this 18th day of February 2021, and I so move.
Previous roll, Freeman.
Second, Frizzalone.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Are there any public comments for today's agenda items?
Madam Executive, I do not believe for any of the items that are on the agenda. We do have other public comments that will come later then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
With old business, all resolutions and ordinance from the January 12th, 2021 board meeting have been signed and returned. We'll now move on to new business. Chairman Markham, Land Use and Development.
Executive, I'd like to begin by making a motion to open the public hearing for all land use cases.
Second, Frizzalone.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Mueller,
Yes.
Frizzalone,
Yes.
Newquist,
Yes.
Ogala, Cook,
Yes.
Mostis,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes. Yes.
Tyson, Harris,
Yes.
Trainier,
Yes.
Fritz, Gould, Van Dyne,
Yes.
Balich,
Yes, I said yes.
Okay, thank you. Brooke, Winfrey,
Yes.
Parker, Ventura, Coleman, Markham,
Yes.
Berkowitz,
Yes.
Pretzel,
Yes.
Weigel,
Yes.
Freeman,
Yes.
Krolitis,
Yes.
Cowan.
26 affirmative.
Thank you. 26 members in the affirmative. We are now in public hearing. Please be advised, absolutely no new evidence or information will be allowed once this land use public hearing is closed. Do we have any comments from the public for the public hearing?
I see no public comment.
Thank you. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
Second, Frizzalone.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Mueller,
Yes.
Frizzalone,
Yes.
Newquist,
Yes.
Ogala,
Yes.
Cook, Mustis,
Yes.
Mitchell,
Yes.
Tyson, Harris, Trainier,
Yes.
Fritz, Gould,
Yes.
Van Dyne,
Yes.
Balich,
Yes.
Brooks,
Can you hear me?
Brooks,
Yes.
Winfrey,
Yes.
Parker,
Yes.
Ventura, Coleman, Markham,
Yes.
Berkowitz, Pretzel, Weigel, Freeman,
Yes.
Krolitis, Cowan.
Yes.
26 affirmative. The public hearing for land use case is now closed. Chairman Markham?
Alrighty, we have one item for today, which is zoning case ZC-21-002, which is a request for a special use permit for equipment sales and rentals, for light equipment sales and rentals in Wheatland Township, commonly known as 9714 South Route 59, Naperville, Illinois, County Board District 11. PZC approved 7-0, Land Use and Development approved 7-0, and I make the motion to approve.
Previous roll, Gould.
All in favor?
I just have one question, if that's okay.
Yes.
So I was reading through this and I saw that the people in the neighborhood had an issue with trucks being left running all night. Was that addressed in this?
President, I'll let staff go into greater detail about that.
Hi, everyone. This is Janine with the Land Use Department. So yes, the trucks idling on the property was mentioned during the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. That would not be allowed. So we advised the people who spoke up about it to contact our office and file a formal complaint so that we could go out there and check on the situation. As of right now, I don't know if we received that complaint in our office, but like I said, that would not be allowed on the property.
Okay, thank you. We had a previous roll, motion by Gould, seconded by Fritz. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that concludes land use and development for this month, so we were nice and short. Our next meeting is scheduled for March 9th, 2021 at 10:30 a.m.
Thank you. Chairman Harris with Finance.
Good morning, County Executive and board members and all those on the call. First item I have is a monthly report to be placed on file. I have one report, and that report is from the Illinois Department of Revenue showing sales tax remitted to Will County for the month of November 2020 to be $1,873,590.92. The RTA tax received was $2,228,803.40 for a total of $4,102,394.32. I so move.
Previous, Brooks.
Second, Berkowitz.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
4 resolutions to bring forward. The first resolution is 21-28. This is transferring funds within the County Executive 2021 budget for a grant manager position. I so move.
Second, Mueller.
Previous roll, Newquist.
Second, Van Dyne.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries.
The next one is 21-29. This is transferring appropriation within the CARES/COVID support for FY21 budget and various departments. FY21 budget. Let me just clarify on this particular resolution. This is some COVID money that's being transferred within the county budgets. And just so we're all on the same page, I have a total amount of this transfer of $2,466,535.14. I understand there was some discussion at the Republican caucus about one of the items, and I did receive confirmation that that was corrected. And if Rashawn's on the line, if you don't mind, just to make sure we voting on the same thing.
Yep. Good morning, everyone. Correct, Ken, the item has been removed and corrected, so the correct total amount is $2,466,535.
Okay. I so move.
Second for Zalone.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
21-30, this is transfer and appropriation within the various county FY 2020 budget. I so move.
Second, Pretzel.
Second for Zalone.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
The last resolution is 21-31. This is authorizing the county executive to execute the necessary document for the delinquent tax program. I so move.
Second, Mitchell.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I report the next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for March 2nd, 2021 at 11 a.m. And also, if I may add, the next CARES Ad Hoc Committee will be March 4th, a few days later. So going to be dealing with quite a bit of money coming up. So thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Public Works and Transportation Committee. Chair Van Dyne.
Thank you, and good morning, Madam Executive. We have 11 items this morning to consider, starting with number 1, 21-32, authorizing an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of New Lenox and the County of Will for placement of license plate reading cameras located on county highways in the County of Will, and I so move.
Second, Freeman.
Previous roll call, Weigel.
Second, Freeman.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah.
Motion carries.
Bowledge is a no also.
Hold on. Okay, but we'll go back then. Sorry, Madam Clerk, please take the roll. Ready?
Mueller. Frizzalone.
Yes.
Newquist. Ogala.
Yes.
Cook.
Yes.
Mustis. Mustis.
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't hear him. Mitchell.
Yes.
Tyson. Harris.
Yes.
Trainier.
Yes.
Fritz. Okay. Gould.
Yes.
Van Dyne.
Yes.
Balich.
No.
Brooks. Brooks. Can't hear. Okay. Okay. Winfrey.
Yes.
Parker. Ventura. Ventura.
Yes. Yes, Ventura, yes.
Coleman, Markham,
Yes.
Berkowitz,
Yes.
Pretzel,
Yes.
Weigel,
Yes.
Freeman, Krolitis,
Yes?
Cowan.
Yes.
24 affirmative, 2 negative.
With 24 affirmative, the motion carries.
All right. Number 2, 21-33, confirming award of contract to Homer Tree Service, $73,370 for countywide tree removal for all the county board districts, and I'll make the motion.
Second, Weigel.
Madam Clerk, please.
Honey, you're charging them.
Oh, I'm sorry, there's discussion? Madam Clerk, please call the roll. Mueller? Mueller? Frizzalone?
Yes.
Newquist?
Yes.
Ogala?
Yes.
Cook? Mustis? Mustis?
Yes.
Mitchell? Tyson? Harris? Trainier?
Yes.
Fritz? Gould? Van Dyne?
Yes.
Balich? Balich?
Jeremy, yes.
Okay, got it. Brooks?
Yes.
Winfrey?
Yes.
Parker?
Yes.
Ventura? Coleman?
Yes.
Markham?
Yes.
Berkowitz?
Yes.
Pretzel?
Yes.
Weigel?
Yes.
Freeman? Krolitis?
Yes?
Cowan? I'm going to go back to Meta. Mueller? Board Member Mueller? With 25 in the affirmative, the motion carries.
Thank you. Number 4, 21-35, confirming award of contract to deconstruction, $226,644.28 for River Road, County Highway 44 safety improvements, County Board District 6, and I'll make the motion.
Second, Gould.
Previous roll, Weigel. Second, Weigel. You skipped item 3.
This is true. I'll go back to it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I was so excited to get to number 4, I skipped 3. Let's go to number 3.
I'm Mueller. Sounds like Bueller every time. Is she on? Okay.
I think Madam Mueller's WebEx went down. She got booted off. She'll hopefully be back shortly.
Okay. Chairman.
Thank you. Back to number 3, please. 21-34, improvement by county under the Illinois Highway Code for the county highway, countywide tree removal using the MFT funds, $100,000 for all county board districts, and I'll make the motion.
Second, Frizzalone.
Yes, roll call, Mustis.
Second, Weigel.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
All right, moving on to number 5, 21-36, confirming award of contract to P.T. Farrell Construction Company, $540,962.56, Jackson Road District, Cherry Hill Road over Jackson Creek, County Board Districts 2 and 6, and I so move.
Second, Gould.
Previous roll call, Eustace.
Second, Weigel.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Member Mueller, are you back on the call?
Thank you.
Okay. How would you like to vote?
Yes, it's fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So we have a previous roll call and a second. All in favor? Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion
Aye.
carries. Thank you.
All right, number 6, 21-37, authorizing an intergovernmental agreement between the County of Will and Crete Township Road District for improvements at the intersection of County Highway 49 and Burville Road, Stony Island Avenue, County Board District 1, and I so move.
Second, Eustace.
Previous roll, Newquist.
Nogala.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
21-38, authorizing approval of supplemental professional services agreement for design engineering services on Laraway Road, County Highway 74 from Cedar Road, County Highway 4 west to Stonebridge Drive, County Board District 12, and I so move.
Second, Weigel.
Previous roll call, Eustace.
Here.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
21-39, authorizing approval of an IDOT County joint agreement for improvements on Bell Road from 159th Street to 151st Road, County Board District 7, and I'll make the motion.
Second, Frizzalone.
Second, Weigel.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Number 9, 21-40, authorizing approval of the expenditure of Rebuild Illinois funds, $3,650,000 for the improvements on Bell Road, County Highway 16 from 159th Street to 151st Street, County Board District 7, and I so move.
Second, Frizzalone.
Previous roll, Parker.
Second, Berkowitz.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
21-41, authorizing an IGA between the County of Lake, Indiana, Crete Township Road District, and the County of Will for engineering services and construction of traffic signals at the intersection of Exchange Street and State Line Road, County Board District 1, and I so move.
Second, Nogala.
Previous row, Berkowitz.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
And lastly, number 11, 21-42, authorizing an IGA with the County of Cook for improvements of 80th Avenue from 191st Street to 183rd, County Board Districts 2 and 12, and I so move.
Previous row, Weigel.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Our next Public Works and Transportation Committee meeting will be scheduled for March 2nd, 2021 at 9 a.m. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll have up Chair Tyson with Diversity and Inclusion Committee.
Executive. Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to report that the Diversity and Committee meeting committee is moving right along. We're going to have some nice results at our next meeting talking about our mission and vision statement. And hopefully we'll vote on something that we can all agree on. And also we are still working with the county exec's office on the RFQ, and that's moving along as well. Thank you. And our next diversity and inclusion meeting is scheduled for March the 3rd, 2021 at 11 o'clock or after the other meetings. And that's my report.
Thank you. Chair Ventura, Public Health and Safety Committee.
Normal reports by Sunny Hill, the Health Department, and Kathleen Burke. We don't have anything to vote on, but I do have two comments to make. I am concerned about the recent discussion from the Health Department Director Sue Olenek and the Board of Health to turn down the $3 million the county has discussed for hiring Health Department employees specifically to help with the vaccinating the public. I understand that there was discussion yesterday at the board that maybe we'll be drafting something different here for a loan, but because the IDPH is offering more money in the form of a grant, I encourage Sue Olenek to both accept our $3 million and if they get the state's money, because we need to continue hiring not just this round, but more people as the resources for vaccinations improve. Biden yesterday announced that he plans to increase the supply of vaccines, and we need to be ready to be able to administer them. Last, I would like to make a comment that the comments yesterday by Sue Olenek in regards to translation does not reflect all of the beliefs of the county board members. I felt that her comments were disrespectful and dismissive. These are life-saving measures. We need to do what is needed to save people's lives. If that means providing funds for translations into whatever language is needed for our constituents, then that ask needs to clearly be made. There is money, obviously, with CARES in the county's budgets, IDPH for these needs. There is no reason to be dismissive. Also, beyond being bilingual, I understand our call center will have some bilingual callers, but our callers and staff need to be culturally sensitive employees, whether they're trained by that or we are hiring a diverse set of callers. We need to make sure that we are, again, meeting all of the needs of our constituents. I expect to have further discussion on this both in committee and on this county board, and I look forward immediately to discussion of hiring a translator, whether those services are in conjunction with the new PR and communications person that the executive plans to hire, or if the county board decides to do something directly. Thank you. And our next meeting will be held on March 3rd, 2021 at 10 a.m., and I encourage all who are concerned about these to attend as well. Thank you.
Chair Ventura, you have a report you have to place on file.
Sorry, we will be, so number one, report to place on fire, the public health and safety.
Can I get a motion? Second?
Second, Frizzalone.
Previous roll. Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Question.
Motion carries.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yep, there's hands up. There's hands up. Who's up? Don Gould. County Board Member Gould.
Good morning. I'm sorry, maybe I didn't hear. Could you tell me which report that was placed on file?
Safety.
Where was the report from? Was it from the coroner or the school superintendent or?
It's the Will County Regional Office of Education quarterly report.
Yeah, I said that.
Okay, thank you.
This is Rachel's first time doing that. She's never done it, so.
Outlined here, so it was attached onto the agenda items.
Right, you've not had this before, so I just wanted to let you know.
Appreciate that, Judy. Thank you.
Thank you. County Board Frizzalone.
Yeah, I have a comment in regards to what Rachel had just said. I did attend the Board of Health meeting yesterday. We worked out the details of them accepting the money, and we will be voting on it later on our agenda. We are going to be doing it as a loan that they can draw down on as they need it. We know that the new money that they're going to be getting from the state, which is about $1.75 million, may not be here for a couple of weeks or so. The fact that we will hopefully approve the loan, $3 million loan, they'll be able to draw down off of that and start that hiring process immediately for those additional personnel that the health department needs. I think it was RNs and staff. So we are helping them meet that need immediately. They passed their own resolution last night to accept the money as a loan, which they can draw down as needed. If they get a lot more money, which seems like they will be able to get in the next round of the American Relief Act, then they may not need our money, and that's fine too. But it's there for them to access as they need it. Thank you.
County Board Member Berkowitz, you have something to add regarding?
Thank you, County Executive. I just have a question. You know, I went into the agenda, but I was not able to pull up that particular report. So am I going in the wrong place, or was it emailed? I'm just trying to figure out, you know, where to read that.
Julie, from my experience, I chaired public health and safety prior to now. The copy of the report is in the office. Possibly superintendent's website, that maybe knows, or possibly even somebody else who used to do that job.
Julie, I can check. I believe we received it electronically, so I will forward that on to all the board members.
So I just have a question then. Is it possible to put a link on the agenda so then you can follow through to go to that document?
I'll see what we can do in the future as far as getting it attached to the county board agenda.
Very much, Beth.
All right. Thank you very much. Next, we're going to move on to Chair Winfrey with Legislative and Judicial Committee.
Good morning, Madam Executive. The Legislative and Judicial Committee has Resolution 2154 this morning, which establishes the fiscal year 2022 federal legislative agenda and priorities, and I so move.
Beavis Roll-Weigel.
Good,
Brooks.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
We continue work on the state agenda. Our next Legislative and Judicial Committee meeting scheduled for March 9th. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Chair Brooks, Capital Improvements Committee.
Good morning, Madam Executive and ladies and gentlemen on this call. I have no resolution to bring forth, Madam Executive. However, my agenda does include the new morgue and the energy building, and we'll be further in discussion on that with that on my next meeting on March the 2nd, 10 a.m. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker Cowan.
I have a number of resolutions today. The first is 21-43, authorizing a transfer of surplus real estate located at the southeast corner of Old Chicago Road and Mantino Road, County Highway 8, to the Wilmington Fire Protection District. I know we have Chief Zlomy on the line if anyone has any questions about this, but I so move.
I'll second. Van Dyne.
Previous roll, Gould.
Second, Mueller.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
All right, 21-44, appropriating funds in the Veterans Assistance Commission fiscal year 21 budget for COVID-19 marketing campaign, and I so move.
Second, Frizzalone.
Previous.
Second, Winfrey.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
21-45. We have a slight change with this. So I'm going to be making a motion to remove this from the agenda for now. Basically, to let everyone know, when we went back to create the resolution, it was clear that in committee, the motion was not clear. So legally, we don't have a clear direction from the committee I know this is frustrating for all of us because we wanted to move forward as quickly as possible with this, but we need to make a motion to remove this from the agenda. We will get it in committee and hold a special meeting to pass it if necessary as soon as possible. So I would like to make a motion to remove 21-45 from the agenda.
Second Winfrey.
Second Berkowitz.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
I'm back to
I'm
meeting.
sorry.
Feedback, executive.
Okay, thanks.
21-46, I would like to note that this resolution was amended to change from appropriating the funds to authorizing a loan. Leader Frizzlon spoke about this earlier during the Public Health and Safety Committee reports. This was recommended by the state's attorney's office. So I would like to make a motion to authorize a loan from the county corporate fund to the health department.
Second Frizzlon.
Freeman.
Second Mueller. Second Berkowitz.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. 21-47, appropriating grant funds in the health department budget for IDPH contact tracing grants, and I so move.
Second Mueller.
I did it, Mueller.
Second Mueller.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
48, this resolution was amended to add language citing the statute as recommended by the state's attorney's office, authorizing the county executive to negotiate with Illinois Housing Development Authority for a coordinated emergency rental assistance program, and I so move.
Free.
Previous roll Frizzlon.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
49, authorizing the issuance of general obligation bonds, alternate revenue source of the County of Will, Illinois, in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $55 million for the purpose of financing a renewable natural gas facility, and I so move.
Second Mueller.
Previous roll Frizzlon.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Reawarding bid for security services at Sunny Hill Nursing Home, and I so move.
Second Ventura.
Previous roll.
Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
21-51, awarding bid for LIDAR data collection services, and I so move.
Second O'Gala.
Previous roll, Van Dyne.
Second Carlitis.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries.
52, awarding bid for electronics recycling collection one-day events, and I so move.
Previous roll Berkowitz.
Second Gould.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
3, renewing contract for electronics recycling turnkey collection, and I so move.
Second Freeman.
Previous roll Ventura.
Second O'Gala.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you. The next executive committee meeting is scheduled for March 4th, 2021 at 10 a.m. And on to appointments by the county executive. I would like to first note that the appointment for Black Walnut Creek Drainage District was amended to reflect the correct term of September 6th, 2022. So I would like to make a motion to accept as amended the February 2021 appointments for boards and commissions.
Second Frizzlon.
Second Newquist.
All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Thank you, Speaker. So we're now moving on to public comment. Are there any public comments relevant to matters under the jurisdiction of the county?
Madam Executive, we do have Dr. Darden who would like to speak. Good morning, Dr. Darden. I have unmuted you.
My name is Dr. Cornell Darden Jr., President and CEO of the Southland Black Chamber of Commerce and Industry. We are the largest Black Chamber of Commerce in the state of Illinois, and thus the largest voice for Black businesses in the state of Illinois. We cover southern Cook County, including the south side of Chicago, Will County, Grundy County, and Kankakee County. We were founded and headquartered in Will County. I am very proud of the successes that we've had over the years, and I hope that this year we can make some headway in Will County as far as Black participation in contracting. Over the years, we have brought this issue up several times to the county, but we've been moving at a snail's pace to get something done. So I hope that we can actually move forward rapidly to end the discrimination in contracting in Will County. The Black Chamber has been very successful in Springfield advocating for legislation. Just this past January, we were successful. I personally actually wrote the language for a law to end the discrimination in the Black beauty supply industry. I'm very proud of that accomplishment. It was actually the first law that I've written myself. In the past, we have worked on a number of laws, working to put goals in place on the community colleges, especially for Joliet Junior College. Unfortunately, last year in 2020, Joliet Junior College gave 0 contracts to minority vendors. And we're looking at some of the same issues here in Will. One of the things that's come to our attention is the recent PLA agreement that was signed on a $50 million project. In the future, we want to make sure that we don't sign any PLA agreements without having a voice for Black businesses at the table. I know that there's a Will County morgue building that's currently being proposed. We will like to add language to any future PLA agreements of that magnitude that are conducive to Black businesses. We look forward to working with the Diversity Committee Chair to make sure that we can tackle some of these issues. We don't expect the Diversity Committee to be a committee set up to prolong, making sure that we provide equity and contracting for Black businesses. We hope to be effective in getting that done. I was made aware that the county did approve in its budget monies for a disparity study. Correct me if I'm wrong, but if that has taken place, we need to move forward with that disparity study right away. I'm not sure what the holdup is, but right now it's Black History Month, and during Black History Month, we always celebrate the successes of Black people in the United States, and we also bring up some of the issues that we faced over the centuries here. And I think it's a perfect time during Black History Month for the county to reflect on their issues with Black businesses and see what we can do to move forward. I think the county has been doing a great job in many different areas, and I applaud the efforts of many of the members of the county board and the many executive offices, but we have been dropping the ball on Black businesses for quite some time. When it comes to the COVID funds, $120 million, we did speak with the consultant, and we found out that the consultant reached out to so many organizations and twisted themselves into a pretzel to help to find Black businesses in the county. However, they somehow missed the groups who have protested the courthouse that was built with no Black contractors and many of the other issues. We don't know how that happened, but that's very alarming. We're the largest Black Chamber of Commerce in the state, and we have many Black businesses who we advocate for in Will County. So hopefully with those funds, Black businesses were able to participate. I'm optimistic because that's what I'm hearing. But if that was not the case, then it would have turned out to be a huge travesty, as we have been engaging with the county about those funds from the very beginning. Yep.
Can you hear me? I'm sorry. You're well over your 3 minutes. You're at 4 minutes 30, so I'm going to need you to wrap up, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, and I just conclude by saying that I hope that we can work together to get a conclusion, and I hope that all of those that are listening understand the magnitude of what we're dealing with. Black businesses are being discriminated against in Will County, and we must stop it now. We must end it now and do something right away. But I think that many people involved know that, and that we're working to get something done. So I hope we can get something done as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Beth, is there any additional comments?
I see no other requests to comment.
Thank you. Are there any comments by county board members? All right, thank you. Any announcements by...
Excuse me, Madam Executive. This is County Board Member Trenier. I couldn't get my hand up fast enough and hit my unmute at the same time.
Gotcha.
Thank you. I just wanted to add on to the comments of Board Member Ventura regarding the need for bilingual and translatable health department conversations, people that answer the phone, the literature and the email and Facebook posting, social media posting that they do. My community is 30% Hispanic, and many of which they are far more comfortable in their native language versus English. Translations can cause huge errors and harm people. And so I do think it's very important and incumbent upon us as board members to continue to push our health department providers to provide things in Spanish. So thank you, Board Member Ventura, for bringing that up once again today, and I applaud you. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Van Dyne.
Thank you. As chairman of the Transportation Committee, I think it's important just to recognize our Department of Transportation at the county level. Mr. Ronaldson and his staff, I believe, has done a phenomenal job clearing snow off the county highway system that we have. We haven't seen snow like this in quite some time, and I just wanted to personally thank him and his staff and recognize those fellows and women that do a great job keeping our roads clear. So thank you.
Thank you. 100% agree. Thank you for acknowledging that. County Board Member Freeman.
Thank you. I just wanted to reach out and say thank you to all of the staff and all of the board members for working all together and making it possible to get the flowers we ordered for Sunny Hill to them. It was wonderful working with all of you, and I can't thank you enough for making that possible.
Wonderful. Thank you. County Board Member Ventura.
Yeah, I was just going to second what Micah had said. Thank you for everyone. We delivered 350 flowers to Sunny Hill. I did send some photos that Maggie had sent. The residents were very appreciative of that. So thank you all for that. And then just a quick comment on the Darden thing. I agree that we could do a better job with some of our PLAs and bids. I encourage the Capital Improvement Committee to take some of the suggestions that Ray Tumanella and I had presented a few months ago, as well as working with the Executive's Office to make some of those changes. And I am more than happy to come back to the committee to represent those ideas or work with Chief of Staff Nick Palmer to try and move any of that forward. Thank you very much. And Joe, thanks for the shout out on the roads. We definitely appreciate the roads being plowed right now.
Thank you. County Board Member Mitchell.
I just wanted to say just a couple things. One, Micah and Rachel beat me to, Micah definitely beat me to it. I was going to say thank you for all of us working together. That was really nice for Sunny Hill. One of the things I wanted to mention was as far as having bilingual translations to everything that's going on at the as far as COVID vaccinations are concerned. The most important, a little bit more than that is actually having some information to give as to how can people get to the vaccines or get vaccinated. So while I appreciate everybody caring about people getting that information, I want them to have information to actually give, and something that our public wants to know as far as getting vaccinated. So I appreciate everybody's efforts, and great job on the snow as well. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on now to our majority leaders. Madam Mueller.
Executive and my fellow board members. I will be brief. I've really appreciated all the collaboration we've all been doing, working together this last month on getting some things moved forward and getting us a little bit around the corner on getting our vaccines out there. So I just wanted to thank everyone for all the extra time and effort and energy they've been putting into this. And I wanted to let all the staff know I see you guys working really hard there at the county, and we appreciate all the support you give us. Thanks.
Agreed. We have wonderful staff here. Moving on, Minority Leader Frizzalone.
Thank you, Madam Executive. First, I'd like to say tomorrow is National Caregiver Day, and we know that the caregivers do a great job on a regular basis, but of course they've been even more stressed during the pandemic. So if you know a caregiver, tell them thank you for the job they do. If you can help a caregiver, help any way you can. I'd also like to say I want to make it clear that the county board will continue to do everything in its power to help the health department with vaccine distribution. As of the meeting yesterday, we were updated that 78,000 people in Will County have received their vaccine. 21,000 have already received their second vaccine. And by the legislation we passed today with the $3 million loan, we are telling the health department that let us know what you need, and we're there to help. Unfortunately, we don't control the health department. They have to make the decisions on what they need and how they can make things happen. We did, in our last piece of legislation, we did $1.6 million or up to $2 million for the call center, which we were updated yesterday on the Board of Health meeting that it looks like maybe by the end of the week, the beginning of next week, there will be some of those people in that they've already hired able to start answering calls. I think for everything that we can do, and a couple of people have mentioned it already, the main thing is they just want to talk to somebody. I mean, I've said many, many times, everybody that wants the vaccine wants it tomorrow. And we know that's not going to happen just because of the supply that we're getting. But at least if they get an answer and they know somebody has them listed and that they're going to get that call back or that email back when their time comes, I think that will allay a lot of the fears everybody has that I don't know how to get through. I'm sure you're all getting emails about that. And that's what I've been telling our constituents, that the time is coming. We are going to have more help to answer questions in the next week or so. And I think we need to put that word out there so that when they start calling, there will be somebody that picks up the phone. But I just want to make it very clear to our constituents, the county board is doing everything in their power to help, and I know the executive is as well. Other than that, stay safe. The weather's going to change. We're going to get all this snow melted within the next week, and we'll be on our way to spring. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
I like your attitude. Nice. Speaker.
Thank you, Madam Executive. I'll second everything Leader Frizzalone said about assistance to the health department, that the county board may not be able to dictate the actions of the health department, but we are here to support in any way necessary. And again, to reiterate, we will be moving forward with that communications position and funding that as soon as we possibly can. We're going to work out some details so we make sure we're doing it legally and correctly, and we'll get that rolling, as well as any other request that comes our way. I wanted to just highlight for everyone that our reapportionment, some people call it redistricting committee, will start meeting the first week of March. Every 10 years after the census, we get to make a new map, a new political map, and this is necessary because we have districts that have roughly the same number of residents in each district. So as the population changes and shifts and grows, as it does in Will County, we need to adjust our borders, which we will be doing. The reapportionment committee exists of 10 people. The chair is Tyler Markham. The vice chair is Don Gould. The other members are Leader Meta Mueller, Leader Mike Frizzalone, and board members Jackie Trainier, Denise Winfrey, Jim Moostis, Gretchen Fritz, Judy Ogala, and myself. You will notice that this is 5 Democrats and 5 Republicans because I feel strongly that political maps are not a political process. They are to be fair and representative, and I believe that these 10 people can come to a fair and representative map as they have in the past in Will County. So I look forward to joining that process. Of course, we all know that, well, you might not know, the process is going to be a little bit delayed. The census results are delayed. To the extent that the election cycle in Illinois may be delayed from what we usually expect. We usually expect petitions to be starting in September. Anybody who wants to run for county board in every single district will need to get those petitions, but we might not have a map by September. So we are waiting on direction from the state to see exactly how that's going to shake out. I want to remind everyone that tomorrow, February 19th at 9:30 a.m., we are having a committee of the whole. This is kind of another one in our series of introductory sessions for new board members, but of course, all board members and any staff or members of the public are welcome to attend. It's an open meeting. We're going to be covering a little more in depth on Robert's rules. As most of you know, those are the guidelines by which we run and structure our meetings. ASA Mary Pedro will be doing an in-depth discussion, and I think this will be good for both new and returning members who need a little brush up. Clearly, we need to brush up our process a little bit, so we're going to get a refresher on that. We'll also be hearing from the Land Use Department. This will be especially pertinent for anyone who's not on the Land Use Committee to understand the role of the Land Use Department and what the county board's job is in relationship to the land use. So I invite everyone to log in for that at 9:30 tomorrow morning. I want to remind board members that the Nanko Legislative Conference is taking place March 8th through 26th. This is usually something we go to Washington, D.C. for. Obviously, that's not happening this year. It is all virtual. If you are a board member who is interested in attending sessions of the legislative conference, you need to let Beth know by tomorrow so that we can break down who's interested and who we can assign to go to the sessions, to attend the sessions virtually. So please, by tomorrow afternoon, if you are interested in taking part in the legislative conference, send an email to Beth Adams. Finally, on the topic of Black History Month, I think it's really important that we acknowledge that there is no American history without Black history. And so in that way, especially as a history professor, Black history is not something we can separate from American history, but this is the month when we put extra special emphasis on it. And I think that's really important to highlight Black excellence and achievement in our nation's history, but it's also a time to reflect on the ways we could have done things better and the ways we need to strive for equality and equity as we go forward. There's been a lot of discussion in the past few months at our committee meetings about the history of slavery in Illinois. And I want to be very clear, there were slaves in Illinois. It certainly was not like Mississippi or Alabama, but there were. And the history of this is reflected in our own county in a unique way, and that is the name of our county. Our county is named after Conrad Will. Conrad Will never lived in the area where Will County is. He lived in what is now Jackson County, which is down south. Conrad Will was one of the authors of the state constitution, and he continually advocated for the expansion of slavery in Illinois. He was the owner of a salt mine, which was one of the areas where a lot of slaves worked and were enslaved in Illinois. So the very person for whom our county is named was supportive of expanding slavery in Illinois. And while that may not be known widely or understood or felt widely, it is part of our history. And I think it's important to acknowledge those painful moments as we move forward, creating a more equitable county and within our respecting our diversity. So thank you. That's the extent of my comments for today, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. We have no executive session, so I'll entertain a motion to recess.
Motion, Mueller.
Second for Zalone.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We are now recessed until March 18th, 2021. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay warm.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good day.
Hasta la vista.